Right, welcome to another episode of Powerful Eyes Podcast. Today we've got Lewis Clark.
Billings, Wandsworth, Brixton, Belmarsh, Highdown, Coldenley, Onley, High Point, Rochester, Portland, Feltham. They're the ones I can think of off the top of my head. My dad, he's an armed robber himself. We both done a robbery together, me and my dad. What was it? They was filling up cash machines. Got nicked. I ended up getting 17 years. And in the end, I broke a little 2-year-old girl's heart. My daughter.
What's happening, mate?
How are you, mate? Thanks for coming in.
Good. I'm all good, thanks.
You've got some story.
Yeah, I've got some stories to tell on that.
It's very interesting. I've been following you for the last few years. I love your story. Quite a lot of madness for someone who we've just found out not as young as we actually think you are. But yeah, let's start at the beginning and take us back to where you actually grew up and how you end up doing 16 years in prison in total?
Yeah, so I got ended up with 17 years altogether. Done half of that. So I grew up in Battersea, South London. Grew up on an estate called Patmore. And do you know what? I had a very good childhood growing up. Even though Dad was in and out of prison from a young age, I was always taken care of. Like, I've never gone without. But yeah, obviously my dad's an old school armed robber. And I used to look up to my dad. I used to think my dad's like Superman, you know? Like, it always never let me down. And I kind of started following in his footsteps. So primary school wasn't too bad. Had a good primary school. Secondary school, was getting suspended every other week and kicked out. Then it kind of started from the age of like 14. Started selling cannabis. And I was making quite good money from a young age on my push bike, just selling £10 and £20 draws on the estate to the boys and that.
I'm guessing as well you're not the only person on the estate selling drugs.
Nah. So there was a few others, but it was good because as I started to get bigger, they was coming to me to buy their drugs. So I'd be supplying the bigger bits instead of running around selling £10 and £20 draws. So I was doing right out of it.
How old was you when your dad first went into prison?
Probably about 7 or 8, or maybe younger, because I always remember Mum dragging me around on trains and buses to go to prison visits. And it's like he was here one week and then he was gone the other week. And then just become normal.
Just normalised, yeah.
It would just become so normal.
How much time has your dad done inside?
He's easily done over 20.
Really?
Easily done over 20 years.
That's 20 Christmases.
So yeah, I'm 38 this year. So out of them 38 years, he's probably been in prison about 21, 22 years.
Wow.
But I've never gone without Christmases, birthdays. If I needed anything, I've always had, you know. Even though I'd rather my dad at home with us, he never let us go without.
I suppose that's become the norm. That's that's the environment you've been brought up in, which is probably why you've then gone into them sort of footsteps. And was you not worried about prison?
Not really, because where I grew up on the estate, it was like when one of the boys went to prison, they'd come out and they'd kind of be celebrated. Like, yeah, he's gone to prison. He's like
earned his stripes.
He's earned his stripes, sort of thing. It's only because I got older now I think, oh, Lou, you're a dickhead for going to prison. Do you know what I mean? But at a young age, I went to Feltham. Feltham was my first ever prison I went to. And let's just start back. So I was selling drugs, selling weed, doing very well. I started getting a bit bored. And I wanted to kind of get into the other things of doing robberies. And my dad's, he's done banks, jewelry shops, and all things like that. And my first ever thing I'd done was a cash in transit van in Streatham. And do you know what? These things used to excite me. I used to have sleepless nights over cash in transit vans. I'm going back to like 2003 and 4 when it was a bit easier to do. But I remember there's filling up a cash machine in Streatham. And I've run over the road with my Cody to grab the cassette, grabbed it. And as I looked up, there's 20-year-old Bill already in the train station on high alert there's armed police, by the way, because this is when London tube and train or bus bombs were going off. I think
Of
it's
course,
like
yeah.
June 2005 or July, something like that. I've run in a train station. I grabbed the cassette. And I've looked up and I've seen all the old Bill already with the guns. I was like, oh my God, I've already got the cassette in my hand now. I've got to go. So me and my Cody's made off on foot. These all the old Bill chasing us behind. I've frisbeed the cassette at them to try and hit in them feet to knock them over and stuff. I've actually got away from the police. I've actually got away from them. Got back to where the motor is. My driver wasn't in the car.
No.
My driver wasn't in the car. So I've looked at my Cody. I said, we got to keep going. Carried on running up this road. If you know Streatham, there's a club there called Caesars back in the day. So it was at the back of Caesars, that long road. Carried on running. Looked at my Cody. I said, we need to just keep going. Anyway, I've come into the middle of the road because I looked behind and seen the driver. And I'm like, come. But when I'm doing this, the police near the driver. So as I'm doing that, a police van's pulled up behind me. I'm knackered. I am proper knackered at this point. There's no more running for me. I'm knackered. I've looked at my Cody. I said, listen, we're going to have to put our hands up to this one straight away. We're going guilty to get off, I think like 30% off back then. So anyway, as we're getting nicked now, my driver has decided to drive past us as they're putting us in the back of the van. And I've looked at my Cody and said, you wanker. And in court, what the police said, you know when I said I was in the middle of the road telling my driver to come? In court, the police said I was in the middle of the road doing the money sign to the police because they didn't actually see my driver. So they had no idea what I was doing. I'm telling my driver to come. But because it looked so unplanned and so unprofessional, I got 3 years in Feltham. So 3 years, do 18 months.
How old was you then?
18.
Who planned it?
Oh, I can't remember now.
Badly.
I might have to put my hand up to that one. Sorry, Ian. Ian was my Cody.
Fucking hell. Yeah, not good.
Not good, man.
Yeah, not the best. It sounds like something out of Snatch.
Oh, I would love someone to make that put that into a movie because that'd be so funny. But that wasn't my first ever time being arrested. I got arrested also when I was 13 or 14 years old. I got the blame. Someone beat up the football manager, our football manager. Someone's done him in the back of the head. Yeah, and I shouldn't laugh, but someone's done him in the back of the head, and I've got the blame for it. And I've been nicked for GBH because it's split his head open, wherever it hit. I don't know what hit him or whatever. I got nicked for GBH, and I was sent to Balham Youth Court. And my dad actually took me, and he obviously gave me some stick and that, whatever. But I said, Dad, it wasn't me or whatever. And I went on trial, and I got not guilty. They found me not guilty because they said they see there's a few witnesses come to court who said they see someone else do it. So that's my first ever case.
Touch.
I had a right touch. Well, I didn't have a right touch. They come to the right decision, didn't they?
I take it so your dad was around at them times.
My dad was probably around for about 6 months, and then he went back on holiday again.
What about for you first? When you done that cash in transit, was your dad around then?
Yeah. Dad was around. So Dad got a 10.5-year sentence back in 2004, I believe, for cash in transits himself, and that's what kind of made me want to do them. Like
after you got done for that one, did it not put you off?
Not really. 3 years, do 18 months. No, like 18 months in Feltham and all these young offenders. It's like a youth club. And I come from a very busy, active estate in South London. I know a lot of people. So when I've gone to Feltham, I knew everyone on the wing.
Yeah.
Some people already knew I was coming. I got on the induction wing. They're like, Lou, what's happening?
Your banners up and everything. Welcome home.
Yeah, welcome back. But yeah, Dad got a 10.5-year sentence back in 2004. And he had to do 3/3 out of that. So he done like 7.5, I think. I think that's right. And he come out 2011. But I could tell when Dad come home, like, he was struggling. He was bored, and he'd leave the house at like 5, 6 in the morning and go for these long walks with the dogs. He was really struggling with that outside, and I can half tell he wanted to go back to prison.
It's mad, but yeah.
I tried my best to guide him, and it just wasn't working.
Why do you think that was? Just that was sort of where he fitted in, or?
I think he just loved doing armed robberies. I think that's just him. It's like me. It used to be very exciting, like planning things, getting cars in places or bikes. Just doing your own work on the bit of graft you're gonna do.
Like checking the if there's going to be 20-hole bill in the
Oh mate, don't. Mate, pretty embarrassing that one.
Well, I suppose you're learning on the job.
Learn as you go, don't you?
Yeah.
Win some, you lose some. I can't listen. I never complain. Even when I got my 16 years, I didn't moan about it. I knew exactly what I was doing. I knew I had a gun in my hand, and even though it did hurt, well, because I wasn't expecting a 16-year sentence, I was expecting a 10 years being a result and a 12 being a bad one.
Worst case, yeah.
So when I stood up and they said, Lewis Clark, we sentenced you to 16 years. I said, who, me? And I looked behind me like they made a mistake. And they took me back to court a few months later and they gave me an extra year on top of that 16 for the money that was taken from the cash machine, the 45,000. So I ended up getting another year for that. So I ended up 17, so I had to do 8.5 out of it. And I still got to pay back the money. And listen to this, I've paid back 18,000. I had a little bit of money put aside and I thought, you know what, I need to get this out of the way. So I've paid back £18,000, but while I was inside prison, it's gained, I think, £11,000 interest.
Wow.
So I'm still like nearly 15,000 in debt.
You're paying it for the rest of your life?
Yeah, at the moment I can't really afford it, so I'll just give them like 30 or 50 quid a month at the moment.
Yeah, harsh.
But yeah, I can't, listen, I need to stop moaning about it. It's my own fault, innit? But even though they're making it harder for me because me coming home knowing I still owe 15,000, it's like they want me to go and do another armed robbery so I can try and pay back that one, but they're only going to give me a life sentence. If I get nicked with another gun, it's just going to be a life sentence. So I thought, you know what? My daughter's more important. I can't do it.
How old's your daughter now?
She's 13 this year with crazy attitude.
I've got 4 girls, so I know.
Oh, mate,
I feel your
problems.
pain, yeah. I'm only 22, look at me.
Oh, you stud.
I wish. But no, yeah, it's hard. I think like the kids put life into perspective, don't they? You know, it's like you have to think how many more birthdays you're going to miss.
Oh, I can't breathe. Mate, I broke her heart, man. I remember, I said this a few times. Like, I remember our first visit. She's 2 years old. She can walk. She can talk. And she's coming to visit. We had a great day. Just playing with her, giving her loads of chocolates and crisp on the visit. And it come time to leave the visit. And she's like, I said, Hallie, you got to go home now, darling. And she's like, oh, you come home now, daddy. You come home now, daddy. And I swear to God, I get goosebumps every time because these are like my go-to words. So when she said that, I got a big lump in my throat, holding back the tears. And them tears weren't because I can't do prison. I can do prison, but I can't do breaking a 2-year-old girl's heart.
Yeah.
That it done me. I said to her, Mum, please take her now. And them words, they're kind of like my go-to words now. When I hear them, like, you come home now, Dad, I'm like, yeah, I need to do better with my life.
Yeah. How does it feel like that day, you know, she goes that way, you go that way, you go back to the cell when that door shuts?
Mate, it's the worst. It's the worst feeling ever. Like, it's good at first when you go on a visit. It's all nice cuddles and what you've been up to and all of that, squeezing her. You go back to your cell and you're sitting there. What have I done? What have I done? It's all right when your mates come up on a visit. You just take the piss out of each other, don't you?
Yeah.
And I'll go back to myself feeling absolutely fine, sweet. But when that little girl used to leave, I'd be in trouble for about a week. I'd be on a proper downer for about a week.
How often could she visit?
So it was all good for the first couple of years. I'd see her like every week for the first year. And this goes for friends as well. So the first week, I'd be having a visit every week. The second year, 1 visit every month. Third year, 1 visit every 3 months. And you soon get forgotten about. And this is what I try and tell people, and like some of my friends and stuff, like, you soon get forgotten about in prison. Like, you might be that guy on the estate, but you go to prison for a long time, cool. You get a 10-year sentence plus, you will soon get forgotten about.
Yeah, by year 4.
Mate, you're forgotten about. Like, even though like people would still reach out and that every now and again, it's not good enough. If we're meant, like, I was heavily involved with gangs. If we're meant to be this big gang and we look after each other, why did no one not want to look after me when I was in prison? Like, go and make sure my daughter's okay. Go and make sure my mum's okay. Because my mum went through a crazy episode. And a lot of that is down to me, my dad, and my older brother. Us getting the house raided every week, every 3 months. The house getting raided either for drugs, for guns. That took a toll on my mum. And we didn't realise that at the time, because every time we went to prison, my mum would be stuck with all the dogs, because I love dogs, my dad loves dogs, but it would all be down to my mum to look after the dogs. And my mum she had an episode and she ended up in a mental hospital, and I hold my hands up and I'm partly to blame for that, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And me visiting her in, I think it's called Springfield Hospital, I used to go and visit my mum every single day, and I look at my mum, she's just like rocking backwards and forwards. Like, she can understand me, but you know, they inject you, they give you medication, it bloats you. I'm like, this ain't my mum. And that's really pains me. And when I first come out of prison, that's one of the things I pulled my mum aside. I said, "Mum, I'm sorry, man. I'll put you through that." I'm pretty sure Dad's probably gave her a cuddle and that and done the same.
Yeah, it's I think it's a lot for any partner to have to deal with, especially if it's the whole family.
Mate, I got a story, so like I shouldn't laugh. Me and my mum laugh about it now because my she's good now. She's kind of back to her old self. I come home one night. It's about 3 or 4 in the morning. My mum was having one of her episodes. She was sat in the passage with a can of spray paint and a big kitchen knife. I was like, "Mum, what are you doing?" She's like, "They're out there, Lou." I was scared she was going to do me. But yeah, when you're just going through things, you do the weirdest things and people just judge you, and people don't realize what you're going through mentally sometimes, and they just laugh at you. And this is what a lot of people need to stop doing, is laughing at people when you see them doing weird things. Go and make sure they're all right first. Go and say, "Are you okay? How you doing today?"
Yeah, I mean, we talk about mental health a lot on here. And I think the last sort of 5-10 years, it has become a lot more acceptable and a lot more acknowledged, which is obviously a plus.
Yeah, I try and be as open as I can with mental health, because I used to go through it quite a lot, and there will be nights where I think I'd go to sleep thinking, I don't even care if I wake up in the morning or not.
Yeah,
it's only because I got a daughter. I've got responsibilities. I thought, I can't let her down. I'm just not going to just disappear like that.
Yeah.
But a lot of people just keep it locked up and keep it to them. But people are starting to open up more.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, how many people have them thoughts? I've had them thoughts. I've had them thoughts, too many times. But
I still get them.
Yeah,
I still get them. I think I just can't be bothered. Especially when Chelsea loses, doing my nutting. Boys, sort it out.
Listen, as a Spurs fan, you'll understand why I struggle with my mental health as well. Take us back to the you being 14 and you've done your Feltham. Are you there? Being 14, have you been in a gang already? Like, when did you first start getting into this?
Probably around 14 or 15. We got my estate, which is called Patmore, and then we got a road called Wandsworth Road, which separates us with another estate called Gaskell. We call him G Street, and between us, it's called Old Tray 1, and there was probably about 100 members, and it started stretching further and further out, all the way to Fulton Heath, all the way to Croydon, Brixton. There was a lot of us, and there was a lot of shootings going on, stabbings, and...
Was that when you say a lot of us, was that as one gang, or was that...
That's one gang. That's probably one gang. We was probably one of the biggest gangs in South London back in 2004 to like 2010. And we used to have like shootouts with another estate in Stockwell near Brixton. And some of them lost their lives. Some of our ones have lost their lives. Some of my friends are doing 30-year sentences. Some of their friends are. And I look at some of my friends who are doing, one of them in particular, he's doing 34 years. I went to see him probably last year. And he regrets everything he done. And this is what I try and break down to people. He wishes he wasn't on that bike. He wishes he wasn't there.
Yeah.
And he's forgotten about it. There's not many people that go and check for him anymore. He's 14 years into his 34-year sentence. So he's got to do 34 years, the whole 34.
Wow.
Before parole.
How old is he now?
He's my age. He's 37 or 38. So
wow. This is his life. He missed his whole life.
That's his life, man.
And what was that for shooting?
Yes, that's a drive-by shooting in Stockwell. I think some random person got hit as well. This is what happens as well. We have shootouts, and there'd be someone who's not even involved in gang stuff who's hit. Like, my dad's always said, if you're going to do something, you do something properly, innit? But I'm not saying I've done anything like that, by the way, but I've been there when I've nearly been shot myself. My brother got shot 5 times in front of me. Do you know what I mean? So I've been there. The bouncer got shot in his head in front of me. And these things are just because I've got PTSD from it. Don't get me wrong. If I see a motorbike, I'm in your car, I am going to grab your wheel and we're going to knock that bike off before he gets us. I'm getting a lot better with it now. I was getting help for a little while.
We'll take the back roads home.
Take the back roads.
So he does, yeah, but that's become normalised. I think that, you desensitise to if you're around something for that.
It's
that
sad.
often.
I lost a friend probably 4 months ago now. He got stabbed to death on my estate. Yeah, it was very sad. I'm upset he's gone. But life goes on.
Do you get back to your estate much?
Yeah, my daughter lives around there, so I'm still in Battersea a couple times a week. Go and see the family. Proper horrible place. It's all grey and dark and horrible because you've got Battersea with all the grey and brown looking blocks, and then you've got Battersea Power Station now. Well, it's really nice and done up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's powerful what they've done to the power station there.
Yeah, so I live in the little estate kind of opposite.
Okay.
Shithole.
Does it bring back memories?
It does. Like, I'll go around there and then they're not great memories. They're not. I've lost so many friends and I was away from there from such a long time. I have some friends who actually really let me down bad, and it just gives me some crazy PTSD and anger every time I go around there. It's like there's just a black cloud just hanging over the estate. I'll just go in and out, grab my daughter, and I'll go. Was
your mum and dad both from that way?
Yeah,
originally?
Mum and dad's from down there. Mum still lives down there. Dad's out and about now. He got his pro. He's out and about doing his thing.
Nice. Hopefully out for indefinitely.
Hoping so. I'm hoping so.
Does he seem like he's changed, or does he seem like his sort of attitude's changed to going back in? Or?
See that guy? I don't hear a moan whatsoever about prison. Like he was my cellmate for a little while. He was my cellmate. He doesn't moan about prison. He just does his bit of bird. Like you'd see him happily walking down on free flow, big smile on his face, and he knows what he's doing day to day. And this is one thing I like about prison, because sometimes I feel like I need a break and I need to go back for like 3 months or 6 months just to get my mental health back in check. And then thinking about that is mad within itself, even thinking like that.
You should be able to do that, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Whereas I feel I need prison for that.
You need someone to feed you, to just like so you haven't got to think about anything.
Yeah, because you know what you're doing day to day. Morning, you got free flow, you're going to the workshops, or you might have a visit, or you might have gym. You know what you're doing every day. Out here, I'm still struggling to get into a routine. I still need a bit of help. I'd love someone to come and just chat with me and see if they can just point me in the right direction. But coming back to Dad, he better stay out. He's 60 years old, and he's not. If he gets another big bird, he's done. He'll end up dying in there.
Yeah.
Which he'd probably enjoy as well. Anyway.
Sadly, isn't it? It's like,
sadly, yeah.
Because the thing is, like, if your dad's inside, obviously you can't see you can't see your daughter. And I don't know if he's got any other grandkids.
He's got loads. He's got loads. I've got another one on the way as well.
Congratulations!
Cheers. Got another girl on the way. So she'll be here in the next 9 weeks, I think.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Life changing.
But yeah, no, Dad, he seems like he's on the right track. And do you know what's nice now? My dad never used to say, like, I love you. So now, like, when we finish our phone calls, he'd be like, all right, love you, Lou. And he'd quickly put the phone down before I get a chance to say, I love you too, Dad. So it's just nice because I know that's hard for him to say. Even though I know he loves me, I know that's hard for him to say. And he gets it out. Love you, Lou. And he boop.
Yeah, I get that. I got it with my eldest daughter. I was just saying, we went to Snowdon, and the last few years as she's got older, we've got that almost like she never hugged me.
You know, I crave that.
Like that. Yeah, and it's like she never would. But where we were up on the mountain, I'm holding my hand out, and she's got to grab my hand.
Yeah,
and it was like, and at first it was a little bit. Like
what
are you doing? Like, we're not allowed to, like sort of be in contact. Whereas, sort of by the end of it was quite nice. She's just grabbing my hand, and whereas my other daughters all just.
Yeah, I'm craving that from my daughter, man. Hallie, you better start giving Daddy hugs, man. Like, just give me a hug.
Take her up the mountain.
You know what I mean? Even when I WhatsApp her, I'm not sure if you get this. I get one-word answers back. Hallie, what you been up to today? Nothing. What you doing now? Nothing.
13 years old. Yeah. To be fair, I've got a 9, 12, 15 and 19. And they're all so different. But the 15-year-old, it's a tricky age, you know?
Yeah.
Like, she's very strong-willed. School's not necessarily for her, but I think she'll do well in life. But yeah, it's a tricky age because you know best. We all knew best at 15, didn't we?
Yeah,
you know?
I thought I did.
I did. Same, yeah. And you know, you sort of 13, 14, 15. I think it's that age where hormones are kicking in on girls, and you know, it don't matter what you say or do.
I'm doing my best, and do you know what I get with her at the minute? Like, I want to see her every single day. I want to see her as much as I can. So, like, I try and see her twice a week, but I'm not sure if you guys agree, but sometimes she don't want to see me. She wants to hang around with her mates. Yeah. Is that all right?
Yeah, massive. I get it now. Yeah, I get it.
I'll be like, Helen, coming down today. She's like, no, Dad, I'm going out with my mates.
Yeah.
And then I feel bad because I've not seen her for a week.
One of my 15-year-old's friends lives around the corner from me. So sometimes she'll say she wants to come to me. I'll pick her up and bring her back, and then she'll fuck off to her friend's house.
Sounds about right.
I know I've just been used as a lift, but I don't mind it because I got to see her for 20 minutes.
This is what's going on right now.
She's smart, you know. Like, yeah, she knows how to use me, but won't be not the first woman. I'm sure. But, all good. But yeah, so look, you've basically got into the gangs like young, like. That's a lifestyle that you've just. I don't suppose was there any option not to be in that? Like, was everyone?
I'll tell you what it was. All of my friends heavily involved. Some of us wasn't as much, but we had the same friend group. Because I wouldn't say I was proper in it, if you know what I mean. But if I was there and something happened, I'm gonna be involved. I'm not just gonna let something happen in front of me. But I wouldn't necessarily proper go out my way to go and get one of them. Because there's no reason. I don't even know why we're having shootouts. I have no idea. All to this day, I have no idea why we don't get on with that lot. It's not until I went to prison and I was away for about 5 years at this point. I bumped into about 5 or 6 of the guys who were meant to have trouble with. I was like, oh, God. And I was the new person on the wing. So I was like, here we go. But I was a lump at the time anyway, so I really don't mind having a fight. But as the weeks and months went by, it started with a little head. And then I used to do the gym list. They'd be like, oh, can you put my name on the gym, please, bro? I'd be like, yeah, cool. Then after that, I'd be like, yo, fist pump. Then I started talking and engaging with these other, they're a bit younger than me. I started engaging with them and I was just thinking, you was just like me when I was that age, man. I'm just trying to talk to them. It's like, why are we doing this? Why are you lot doing this? And they're like, I don't know.
Or is it just pure postcode?
It's not even like postcode really, because someone might get robbed for like their drugs. Then we might go and beef someone over you just robbed him or over money. Not necessarily postcode, because that postcode thing gets thrown around a lot. And I'm not being funny. Like, I've lost that on some bits and pieces, and that's why I've had trouble with people, not over postcodes.
Yeah, again, I think that's the industry you're dealing with. When you sort of mentioned that you're sort of selling drugs and you're dealing with with people who will rob and steal. And
the thing is, being the only, like me and my brother, being like really the only white guys on the estate, doing very well for ourselves, chains, motorbikes, cars. We was targets. A lot of people thought they could come and do whatever, and it never went great for them, to be honest, because I was always had my dog on me or something, and that's why we kind of got names for ourselves through dogs.
Well, okay.
Like, we was probably the first people to like bring like pit bulls and bull mastiffs to the estate and started breeding dogs and selling them. But a lot of people don't know how to look after dogs, and it really pisses me off when I see them in cages and stuff and just doing nonsense with them, you know. I used to hate that.
You still got dogs now, though?
No, I've not got time for a dog. I'd love to, because I'm in temporary accommodation. I've not got time for a dog. Once I'm settled, I would love to have a dog. They're the best company to have. They're always happy to see you. So, yeah, as soon as I'm settled, I'm going to get another dog.
Changed my life, a dog. I was really, I was brought up with an Alsatian. And
that's my first dog.
But I didn't, it sort of, not ruin my life. It's a bit extreme, but it was like, you know, I'd say like, oh, Mum, can I have like my friends around? and the dog was a bit nippy, you know, like he was
one of them ones.
So
Yeah.
it was like living in a submarine. You had to shut one door before you open another door, and it was so I think it became grief. So I started resenting the dog. So for 42 years of my life, I've always been anti-dog, and then lockdown come. I followed the route that everyone else done. Went and got a cockapoo, and now I wouldn't let it leave my side.
Mate,
I do anything
I
for
love
that dog.
dogs. They're pucker, man.
Yeah, I'm so glad I've done it. You know, sort of.
They're so happy. Like, you could be having the worst day, come home, your little boy's just there wagging his bum about, happy to see ya. Love it.
Yeah, I think I think they're therapy dogs as well, aren't they? You know, like you say, you know, sometimes you have a little down day and he'll come and sit on your lap and you think,
Yeah,
cheers, mate.
Yeah, my missus has got a cat. He's really annoying, man. He actually pisses me off. Like,
no one likes cats.
he doesn't come and sit with us. We've got you so you can come and chill with us and sit on our laps and we can stroke you, but he won't come and sit with us. He's standing over there looking at us with his weird eyes.
They like to just sit in a corner, don't they?
He's such a mug.
Oh, mate. But so you've going back to this, you know, like this environment. You're in this young, you know, you're a young kid on this estate. It's far from ideal, especially and I'm guessing now it's probably got worse, not better around there.
It's actually got a little bit better.
Really?
Yeah, because I think my age group have all kind of moved out now. There's a new age group, but they're hanging around on another estate over that side of the road. So it's not as bad now. But what they've done, they've knocked the football pen down on the estate. That's where all the kids, they go and mess around. That's where they, you know, burn their energy out. Do you know what they've done? They've knocked it down and put another block of flats there.
Money trail.
They're just putting people on top of each other, causing problems for themselves. Liberty, man. But yeah, no, it's got better. I lost a friend a few months ago. He got stabbed to death around there.
It's probably more just been pushed somewhere else. I mean, the statistics in London are not getting better.
No.
You know, it's horrendous out there.
There's some senseless ones as well. They just see them running around. They call them zombie knives.
Yeah.
Zombie knives. Have you seen what they look like? They've got little rigged edges and everything on them.
Unbelievable things, yeah. Yeah. Like something like He-Man.
Oh, it's really sad to see as well.
And there's kids out there. I mean, half it, I don't know whether they're just out there trying to prove themselves, trying to get a reputation.
And what they do, they grass on themselves because they start recording themselves doing these things, or they get their mate to record while he punches him in the face and stuff.
Who was that girl? Did you see that girl on social media like last week?
Did she call herself Miss Mizzy or something?
Something like that, yeah, going around punching people in the head.
Horrible little girl.
Yeah, like what's
That's
all
horrible,
that about?
man. I can't. I've never been a bully, you know. I can't stand bullies, especially in prison. I'd never let anything like that happen in front of me. I don't like all that.
Yeah, and filming it for clout. Like,
Filming it for clout, it's embarrassing, man.
yeah, it makes no sense.
No, it don't.
But I'm sure again it will come back and bite her on the arse.
It will do. It will do.
Yeah.
Social media is actually powerful.
I think she got nicked. She did get arrested, didn't she?
I'm not too sure. Like, I've been stabbed myself. I'd punch. Listen, I'm not being funny. If a woman punches someone, then expect to be punched back.
I've always said the same thing.
Expect to be punched back.
I'd never promote violence on
promote
women.
it.
But yeah, as soon as a woman lands a punch on a man, she can't then complain if she took one to the jaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was total random, wasn't it? Yeah, yeah, madness. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sainsbury's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now he's like, I'm at work. Like,
Yeah.
she knew that because she's punched him and she's waiting at the other end of the aisle now. She's like, yeah, what are you gonna do?
Antagonising him, yeah, yeah. And what happens? The thing is, what happens there? Listen, if he walks up and you know, gives her one, then what?
He's going to be jumped on by people.
Yeah, because I'm sure she's got
a woman.
Yeah, she's young, isn't she? Yeah, but listen, I'm sure, hopefully she'll realise the errors of her ways. Who knows? I don't know. We'll find out.
I remember one day weighing up. I probably had about 3 boxes of weed. Obviously, it's a kilo, a box, or whatever. And I remember we watched Lord of the Rings, the trilogy. Though, do you know how long they are? That's like 6-7 hours. I spent 7 hours putting bits into like 10 and 20 pound drawers. That's how long it took me. I watched the whole trilogy, just putting all of it into little bits and pieces. Because a lot of people sell like white and brown, and I was making very good money from selling cannabis because I've never been into hard drugs. I don't take drugs either. And one of the reasons why I didn't sell hard drugs because I used to see close family members on it and people who I cared about on it, and I couldn't be the one to supply them. Even though they're going to go and get it from someone else, I'm not going to be the one to supply them. So that's why I always stuck to cannabis. And I'll go for a box a week in little bits and pieces.
Wow.
Yeah.
Big money.
It was big money for me, like me and my older brother. Do you know what I mean? The reason why I don't say too much because I want to write a book and I've got loads of stories I need to put in there. So I can give you lot some. Do you know what I mean? So I do hold back sometimes when people ask questions.
Well, I keep trying to chip into it. I'm like, come on, Lou.
Yeah.
Come on, give us something, Lou.
Do you know what I mean?
But no, I mean, but like talking about like mental health. What's going through your head then? You're a young kid. Like, you must sometimes shut the door and just think, what the fuck's going on?
No.
Never.
No. It's
just
not,
in the madness of the moment.
It's not until I've done this big sentence I started thinking, what the hell, that's not normal. Whereas at that age, when we used to have shootouts and I'd go back home and I'm thinking, blimey, that fella got shot in his head. And I'd lay there for about 5 minutes and then the thought's gone again.
That's mad.
Cracking on with my day. Phone starts ringing, Lou, can I have a £20 draw? Lou, you got a 10 pence there?
That's mental.
You know what I mean? Or, oh, so-and-so's been nicked for that shooting or that stabbing. Oh, is it? Oh, shit. Cool. The world goes on.
Normally, like you're high on adrenaline. And once adrenaline goes, you sort of think, what the fuck?
The amount of times I've nearly died, like, from being shot. Like, I remember even when my brother got shot 5 times, they've pulled up on a motorbike walking down Wandsworth Road. It's a summer's evening. My brother's got these stupid sliders on. Anyway, we're walking, me and my brother, and so my brother and my other pal behind me, I'm in front of them, all my other pals in front, walking, the motorbike's pulled up, boop, 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 started letting off a machine gun. Like, my brother started laughing, he's like, what the fuck is that? But he's running these sliders, but the first shot has hit my brother in his Achilles, and it's dropped him. Then my other pal's been shot in his shoulder, his little finger's been shot off, and a couple in his legs, in both legs. But my brother can't run. He's already on the floor. He's out. He can't run no more. And I've got to the bottom of this hill. But as I've got to the bottom, I've already pulled my phone out, ambulance, because I thought my brother's dead because they've stopped the motorbike, got off the bike.
Finish him off.
Continued to shoot my brother. And I was on the phone to ambulance, like, can you come pick my brother up? He's dead. Here's where we are. And I put the phone down. And as soon as I see the motorbike drive off, I've run back up the hill, see my brother, he's still talking. I was like, oh, he's cool, he's alive. Because every shot was hitting him, I was watching it when they were shooting him, he's like, oh. With every shot I was hit, I was like, he's gone, I know he is. And I didn't know what I was thinking at the time, but I've run back up the hill, I pulled his clothes off, I was cover up all the holes on his back and on his bum and his leg. I just tried to cover up as many as I could until the ambulance got there.
How many times was he shot?
5. But that poor fucker's been stabbed 5 times, shot 5 times, and he's still breathing. Like, he's still walking about. He walks with a bit of a limp now.
He does, yeah.
Yeah, he's proper got a rude boy walk, as my dad would say. He's got that Achilles shot's done him, mate. But yeah, even with that situation, I've never been asked if I need help, or obviously I didn't talk to the police because I don't remember anything. Don't remember what colour the bike was or the person was. I don't remember none of it. Really, it's all a blank, all a blur. Like, do you know what? See, from that shooting, yeah, see the people that done it. I said this. I don't even want them dead. I just don't ever do that again. It's like, you got a family to go back home to. You got people who actually care about you, and you're out here doing stupidness. And that same goes for all of my friends. Lads, we're out here doing stupidness. We got people who care about us, and we're out here doing stupidness where we can get ourselves 30 years or get killed.
Yeah, I was going to say, or worse, get killed. Yeah.
What are we doing?
Like, you imagine your daughter. It was hard enough for your daughter to come up to prison and have to leave without you coming with her. You imagine her visiting your grave.
Yeah, exactly that.
You know,
exactly that.
Harsh.
But yeah, no, it's hard to come away from, but all my friends can see what I've been trying to do since I come out of prison, so they kind of respect my journey I'm on, and they just leave me to it now.
Yeah, yeah. What's the like, is your brother sort of The same, or did your brother
He's-
get big time as well?
He's done a bit of bird. My brother's done bird for drugs. I think the most he done was a 7-year sentence, I think, and then like 4s and 5s and things like that.
Is he still living back round there?
Yeah, he's still living in Battersea. He needs to come away from there. He's doing all right though. He does paint and decorate. Now he's on a different journey. Now he's come away from all of that.
Yeah.
But I don't know what goes on through his head. Like, we've had conversations, but not deep ones. Like, how do you feel after that?
I'll let you come in with where he was, yeah.
And then we come in, will ya? Yeah, I think we was talking about the recovery, weren't we? So yeah, my brother, I think he done about, both of them, him and my other pal, done about a week in hospital.
Your other pal was shot as well.
He got hit 5 times also.
Oh, you're joking?
And the poor fucker had a broken leg at the time. So his leg was already in a cast and he's been shot in a broken leg.
No.
I shouldn't laughed because he got shot in his broken leg.
No.
Yeah, through the cast and into his leg.
Is he? I mean, I take it he was okay as well. They both fully recovered.
Both
10
fully
bullets.
recovered, yeah. Because do you know what? He was on because he had a broken leg. He was on a push bike, so he's using one leg to like just roll him. So remember I told you I went down the hill, he rolled down the hill on the bike, but he collapsed further down. I shouldn't laugh, but he collapsed further down on the estate where he got an ambulance. I don't know why I'm laughing, but
It's just the scene. It's the scene, yeah.
It's weird because in the same location there was a bar called SW8 Bar, and there's still bullet holes to this day in the metal framework. And this is when standing outside, people all going into the bar. Someone's coming in the middle of the road with a machine gun, started letting off again. The bouncer, the poor sod. This is what I'm saying. It's always the innocent who get hit. The bouncer's been shot straight in his head, cabbaged. And I've walked over his body. I think one of the youngsters was actually going through his pockets because he was taking money on the door. It's so bad. Oh,
Ruthless.
It's ruthless around here. So they're shooting. I've gone over his body, jumped straight over the bar and just waited for it all to stop. Then I've come out and fucked off back to the estate. Don't wait around for police and I just fucked off.
It's just like lock stock. Literally.
Yeah.
It's like,
I sleep sometimes and I can still hear exactly and I can still picture the whole scene in my head. And I used to question myself, Lou, like, did that really happen? I thought I was going mad at one point. I was like, no, that didn't happen. I had to go on Google and Google, shooting at so-and-so or put my brother's name in. Did he get shot? I was thinking, did this happen? I was thinking it really did.
And so the bouncer's alive, but he's ruined.
He's dead.
He died.
The bouncer died. Yeah, bouncer died. I did make a little mini documentary on my YouTube channel about it. I wish I'd done it a bit better. Wish I'd just done a lot of it on phones and stuff, like I said. But yeah, no, it's always the innocent who get hit, and it's not nice.
No, it's awful. Yeah, again, it's someone's son.
Yeah,
someone's father.
So that is a near-death experience for me. My brother being shot was a near-death experience for me, and the other one was on my estate. They've done it really good. They've crept up around the whole of the block. Oh, this is twice actually they've done this to little shits. They've got one time they come around this side of the block, let off a shotgun. They could have got us really if they wanted, but they was half scared, I think, when they done it because they let off from a distance. So people only got hit with little pellets and that. My friend still picks pellets out of his head to this day.
Really?
Yeah, and the other time was at the same location, the same block. They pulled up in the car, done it really quietly, and then started letting off. We could see the little fire coming out, and no one got hit. I don't know how anyone didn't get hit. There's about 15 to maybe 25 shots got let off that day, and I was behind a little brick wall. So I've had like 4 near-death experiences, and plus I've been stabbed myself. But I got stabbed in Reading. Yeah, of all places. Like, I've all this trouble in London, and I've gone to Reading for a good night out. And in a little club, I think it's called Rhino or Mango. This is back in 2007. I'll get my years mixed up, man. Anyway, having a great time in the club. The bouncers have started. Well, maybe my pals have started, and the bouncers come to stop it. Anyway, we've done the bouncers. But what we didn't realise, the bouncer's younger brother and his pals were in the club. So when we've come out, I didn't know, but I've tried to run back to the car. I've run straight into a group of boys, and I thought, oh shit, they started swinging at me. So I thought I was doing really well, like having a fight with them, but one of them managed to plunge me in my back. But I didn't know. It's not until I got back to the motor, my pal started driving, like someone's thrown their fucking drink on me, and I've done that on my back, and I see the blood. I'm not very good with blood. Passed out. Gone hospital. and I'm laying in one bed. My pal Debo's in this bed because he's been smashed on the edge. You know them big metal torches?
Yeah.
He's been done. The bouncer's done him in the head. I didn't know he'd done him in the head until we got to the hospital. But Debo, I kept passing out. And Debo was slapping me. Wake up, you stupid dickhead! He's waking me up and that. And I only got 6 stitches or something like that. But it was just the blood. But anywhere else in the body, I could have died.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you get stabbed in the wrong place, like a couple inches in, you could possibly die.
I remember many years ago, a friend of mine got stabbed 7 times, and again they somehow missed everything that was
All
vital.
the major organs, yeah.
But he said he was fighting this guy, and again the guy had knocked on his door to tell him to shut up, and it had turned into a fight. And he said, I was throwing punches, and he said he could feel there was no power, he was running out of power.
Yeah.
And then he collapsed, and he realised again he didn't realise he'd actually been stabbed.
It's the adrenaline going through you because they do feel like little soft punches.
Yeah.
And I've lost a bit of the ear. I don't know if you look at see, but I lost a bit of the ear. I was in a club in Vauxhall called Coliseum.
Yeah, I remember the Coliseum, yeah.
I think the night was called Exposure. It was a garage night. I love garage. And everyone's doing that pushing thing. I don't like all of that. So someone's trod on my trainers. You know how it goes. What are you doing? I don't do the arguing thing. I've punched him straight in the face. But the bouncers, I've known the bouncers. They're sweet. Anyway, the bouncers have thrown them out. They've come back about an hour later. They've somehow managed to get back in the club. So for them to come back, they must have something on them.
All day long.
So I'm thinking, I've either got to run. I'm not going to be stupid here. I've either got to run because they've got a knife on them or just crack one of them. My pal Blacks has said, Lou, that fella you smacked is standing right behind you. I said, yeah. And I've took one step. I've turned around. I've cracked him. I've knocked him spark out. I was like, yes. Anyways, 2 pals they didn't have no knives on them, by the way. 2 pals have jumped in. I've done all 3 of them, but I've fallen over and I've landed on the shortest one out of all of them. And he's managed to pull my head down and bite my ear. And he got a bit of my finger as well. But even that, it was over stupidness. And if I was to see him now, I'd probably say, you're right, bro. Like, do you remember what happened that day? I was like, let's just leave it there. It's all good. You know, that's something I could let go. And this is what a lot of other people need to learn to do as well. Just let go of previous things and stop holding onto your feelings. And you will enjoy life a whole lot more. Just let go of that. Since I let go of that situation, my brother being shot, that happening to my ear, I've got less worries. I don't have to worry about that no more.
You must have been so stressed without even realising it. You can't walk around not sure when you're going to get shot or stabbed, or it can't be a nice way of living.
No, when I first come out, my head was like constantly left, right, and I think I've got a bit of arthritis in the neck now from all that movement. But yeah, I still constantly look. I've got a really bad habit of looking into people's cars when they're driving towards me. Like, it's not like I'm looking for trouble, but I'm just making sure I don't recognise anyone or if they've got something on them, because you just never know. I used to be a little shit growing up, so I don't know if people are still holding feelings against me, what I've done. Yeah,
because you've changed. It doesn't
mean
everyone
I've
else
changed,
has.
it doesn't mean they've changed. So I've still got to kind of be alert, and I'm hoping some people have changed now.
How old was you when you got your big sentence?
26 or 27. I was in... I know we keep going back because of forwards, but when I got my 3-year sentence, I come out after that, after doing 18 months, and I got back into selling drugs. And I didn't realise, but I was on Obo, so the police were watching me as soon as I come out. So I only lasted 6 weeks. They had pictures of me. I had a metal gate, then my door, then a metal gate. So I used to open one gate and I used to pass the drugs through or whatever. They had pictures of me passing drugs through, and it's crazy because the fella they see me passing the drugs, it's only 2 ounces and a Q of weed, cannabis. I think it's like 250 quid back then. He got a £70 fine for possession, and I got 10 months in prison for supplying. But what was good about it, as he was being searched outside my house, I've got a phone call saying, Lou, your mate's getting searched outside the house. I know he's got drugs on. And now I know all they have to do is make one call to get a warrant to come in my house. I had 2 duffel bags full up with like 20 pound bags and ounces and Qs and half ounces. Loaded them up, got out the back door. I've managed to get away. But obviously they've already snapped the pictures of me. Yeah. So I've got 10 months for supplying.
Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. So I went back to prison for 10 months, ended up in Wandsworth. Now I'm an adult now. So I went to Wandsworth, and while I was in there, this is something I can't really talk too much on because it's going to be all be in the book. But I got charged for a very, very heavy charge. Not rape, by the way. It wasn't one of them charges, but it's a very big charge. And I ended up in Belmarsh for 2 years. So I ended up in Belmarsh for 2 years. And thank God I'm not guilty for it.
Wow.
So I was basically in jail from 2005 to 9. I was out for a few weeks here and there.
Wow.
But that's going to be in the book.
See, I know I keep banging on about mentally, but like it's a stressful life. You know, I know. Listen, people work 9 to 5 and have stressful lives, but fucking hell, Lou.
I'm struggling. Like I really am struggling. I might look like I'm happy and I've got a smile on my face today, but I'm still struggling mentally inside. And do you know what does help me? Coming, doing podcasts and talking to you guys. I feel like I'm getting something out.
We always say it's like a little therapy session.
It's like a little therapy session, and I just don't know how to pull myself out some days. I've got zero motivation at the moment. There's so much I want to do. I feel like I've got so much potential. I need a bit of help. I need someone to come and say, like, Lou, this is what we're going to do. But I know everything in my head. I need to put it onto paper, and I need someone to make it happen because I'm not very good with laptops and doing emails and if that. I've got everything there, what I want to do, and I know it's going to work. I just need a little help. So if anyone fancies coming on board with me, give me a bit of guidance.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Are you working now? You?
No, I'm not. I'm not working at the moment. When I first come home, I took a break, and then I got into personal training. I was doing quite well off of that, and then I had a friend called Silky come and give me a shout, and he took me on board, and we was going on tour, going around the whole of the UK. He was performing, and it's given me a little, putting money in my pocket, which I'm very grateful for. But it wasn't work every week.
Yeah.
So I was doing PT in between. Then I started kind of falling off and losing motivation in absolutely everything because it's boring out here. When I used to do robberies, I used to get so excited thinking, yes, that's turning up today. I'm going to get 40 grand from this, leave it a few weeks, and I'll go and do the other one at the other stop. But
you got to find something that fucking excites you now.
I need something to excite me now, and I believe I've got a lot of potential, like I said, to make something to really better my life. I just need a little bit of help.
Yeah,
we're putting things down, making it happen.
Yeah, there's a lot of angles.
There's a lot of angles, and I realise there are a lot of doors open what I can go through. I just need a little opportunity and a little bit of guidance.
A little bit of luck as well.
Stop thinking I can do everything by myself because I can't.
And you, I mean, is there anything in you that I'm sure there is that's trying to drag you back?
Definitely not.
It's done a long time in prison. You never know.
Not my type.
Like, are you completely done with prison?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. I could never break my daughter's heart or my family or let myself down because I've had some good support since I come home, and I don't want to let people down.
I know you said off camera. You said about you'd done some talks at Feltham.
Yeah, Feltham. That went really well because it's very hard to get these little youngsters to engage with you. And once they was engaging, I enjoyed it. We was having backwards and forwards conversations, and I was getting their little nods of the head. So I knew they was listening. So I'm hoping to do that in a few more prisons. I went to Pentonville as well not so long ago. So I'm hoping to get invited into a lot more schools and prisons.
I think that's great because, again, listen, if you could change, like, you wouldn't want your daughter or your daughters soon living the life that you've lived. I'm sure, you know, like, although it sounds like your dad was more than happy for you to sort of follow in his footsteps.
No, I'll be honest, he wasn't. My dad has always tried to guide me to get a job, to get a trade. Them words are just in my head. Lou, get a fucking trade. That's what he used to say to me and my brother. But it's hard taking that advice from someone if they're not doing it themselves.
Yeah, of course.
Like if my dad was a grafter and he's working on a building site or scaffolding and he said, Lou, you need to get on the building site with me, I might want to listen.
Yeah.
I can't take advice from your dad if you're not doing it yourself. Like, he had all the good intentions. When I was 15, 16, he'd get me jobs with his pals, like going paint and decorating. My dad even owned a gay bar. He owned a gay bar in Camberwell. Oh, it's proper gay. But I used to do all the... I used to do
That's the best ones.
Mate. So I used to touch up all the walls and that in there. But I used to go and fill in all not open myself here, am I? But I used to go and do the painting and stuff there, anything what needs touching up. Then he went away and lost his club and that. And I was like, Dad, this ain't for me. I mean, he got me a job doing plumbing with his mate Paul. I lasted a few hours. I fell asleep. I said, this is boring as fuck. And the other one was he got me wanted me to be a mechanic, so he got me in the local mechanic in Battersea at the roundabout. He used to be at MG showroom.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Yeah. So I lasted an hour, got oil down my clothes, and I can't be doing this. I'd rather be on my push bike selling drugs. So I said, Dad, they're making me do this, making me do that. It wasn't. It was easy work, but I just didn't want to get dirty.
I think it's one of them, I suppose you were so used to easy money, quick money, lots of money.
Yeah, I used to have training boxes just full up with money from a very young age. So like, why would I want to go and work for like a couple £100 a week when I'm making that every single day? Sometimes it'd be £1,000 a day I'd make just selling £10 drawers. But
I suppose this is where the system's a little bit fucked, because you kind of get used to, you're acclimatised to that way of life, and the new clothes, the cars,
Whereas now I do not care for clothes, trainers, jewelry. I've not got much money to my name, but I'm happy I've got clean clothes on my back. I've got like half alright looking shoes and that. So it's not too bad. I don't stress about money no more like that.
You sleep at night now. That's
just about sleep at night. I still get little things pop up in my head. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Rather forget about that one. But I'm definitely sleeping a lot better actually saying that.
Yeah. Well, the thing is now as well, you've got your time to spend with your daughter, and you said you got another one on the way.
Got another one on the way, and me and my partner go on a lot of walks, always in the woods, walking about. I just love going for strolls. Walking's my thing. That's my therapy, just going for long walks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I said we're going to do some mountains.
Yeah.
And just
a naked ramble or something.
Yeah.
You come in.
Where is Google? Where is Brokeback?
Yeah, I enjoy all that stuff.
I love that. I've always found this. I got into it about 10 years ago because I've had a stressful life, as I think most people have. In different ways. But I always found that just going out and just escaping into nature for a few hours, it does sort of bring you down.
Have you ever tried to hug a tree?
Never.
Not just me. Now listen, lads. Just go when you're next out. Just go and not hug it. Just put your hands on it like this. You can feel. You can feel.
Do
the
you know
energy.
what? We had a friend of ours, Joe, come on here about a month ago, and she's very into what you're saying there, like basically just the surroundings and the energy from nature.
Yeah.
I think the older I get, the more we always say this, don't we? But things like that you would have dismissed 3 or 4 years ago. Now you think. I think there's something in that.
Something in that.
Yeah. And you do feel, I know, like I say, yesterday I was in Wales, up the mountains. I'm a better person for it.
Up the mountains
with them little sheep,
proper.
No sheep were harmed in the filming of this documentary. But no, it was great. It's the stress has just gone, and I feel great for another few days.
The only thing you got to deal with is the recovery, because your hips and your joints and that are really hurting after that.
I'm absolutely ruined. I'm ruined. Yeah, I'm getting old now. I'm 19 stone. I'm too heavy. I need to drop a few stone. I'm not designed for walking up hills.
Yeah, you are a big lad.
Yeah. Cheers. But it's one of them, it's like 10 years ago I would have run up and run down feeling amazing. I struggled up and struggled down, but I got there, and I loved every minute of it. I was lucky enough to take me eldest up there, who's 19.
Wicked.
So we sort of shared that little experience, little bonding session. She's off at uni now, so I don't get to see her that often. I actually see more of her now, funny enough. Now she's in Warwick than I do when she was 4 miles away.
Yeah.
From living down here. But I found where, again, what you said about your daughter, there's always, they want to go and see their friends.
That's it.
Whereas up there, you kind of make special trips to go and see them. And, if you're anywhere near, even though they live 10 minutes from where you are down here, if you're 40 minutes away from them there, you make a point of,
making the effort to go up there and see them.
I'm going here, so I'll come across and we'll have a bit of dinner. So it's nice, yeah. But listen, we'll get some walking in, I'm sure.
Yeah,
We'll
I'll
see
be
if
up
we
for
can
that.
help you with the other stuff that you're talking about.
Yeah, I'll be up for that.
So,
Yeah.
all right, well, look, we'll wrap this one up. Been a very powerful life. Sort of, I'm still here, so I've. It's not like I don't know your story, because I've followed it on numerous occasions. But it's been good to meet you, and it's just good to get in that inside your head really and see how much stress and sort of shit you've been through. You know.
Yeah, do you know, there is still a lot more to come. Like I said, I'm saving a lot for my book. I still find it hard to get things out. There's loads of things we probably missed today, what I wanted to cover, but my mind's a bit blank, you know.
Yeah,
But I've enjoyed today.
No, it's been good. Yeah, it's been good laugh. So good insight on your life as well. You know, which is honestly it blows my mind that I think so many people live a life away from the life you've had, and they don't think it even exists. You know, if you said about a shootout, it don't exist. No, it does exist.
We used to have to duck behind cars and
Yeah. It's real life, but it's real. It's real life there. It's not real life there in the Surrey suburbs, but it's real life there in the middle of London, and hopefully at some point the problem does go away, and it will never go away. But hopefully it'll get better around there.
Do you know what? I lived in Surrey for a little while. We had to move back to London because we was having trouble.
Really?
Yeah, we used to have people like spying on our house in the middle of the night wearing balaclavas and stuff.
Really?
And because it is all surrounded by trees, it is very dangerous. So if I was a kid, we could have been kidnapped. I don't know if it's police or someone in trouble with my dad, but we had to go back to London because we had trouble in Surrey as well.
Really?
Yeah, so it's like it's following us around.
I suppose it happens everywhere, but it's like a friend of mine's got a security company, and I'm blown away by the amount of attempted robberies. Like you're talking about, like, you know, in certain areas that you would love to live in, you wouldn't if you knew what went on there.
Yeah.
You know, these houses are being targeted every day.
I'm not a burglar. I don't like burglars.
No.
I don't like burglars.
But they're all travelling down. They're travelling down from up north, like, you know, sort of 10 strong, and they're going to do these. You know, they're all £4 or £5 million houses, and they're ransacking them on a daily. Like, it's a real eye opener. You know, like you say, most of us are quite privileged for that not to be the norm. But, you know, the more you sort of the more you read or speak to yourself, and you see that that was your life. Like, and I think your life will change. You know, like,
you don't think of the consequences. You don't think what you put people through.
Yeah.
That day when I stuck the gun to the security guard, I don't know what goes through his mind every day now.
Yeah.
Like, he thought I pulled the trigger. Like, I didn't try to pull the trigger, by the way. That's what he said in his statement, that I pulled the trigger, but I didn't. I just stuck it to him, hoping he's going to give me the money over.
Yeah.
But because he didn't, I've had to gun back him about 5 or 6 times. I've knocked all his teeth out, which I'm not proud of. And I don't know what goes through his mind now. And all I could do is apologise.
Yeah, he's probably got PTSD.
Yeah, he's ex-military as well. He left the military to become a cash in transit security guard.
Probably for an
and
easier
that's happened
life.
to him.
Yeah. Yeah. But again, product of environment. You know, you was obviously that for you was the norm.
Yeah, it was
at the time, and I think the best thing that will come out of, especially yourself doing these pods, is that hopefully, if you can change one person's life, and like I say, going to do the talks in Feltham,
yeah,
if you could change one person's life, it's a plus, isn't it?
Definitely. But what I want to do now is I want to get involved in acting. I would love a movie role. So whoever's watching this, and you think I've got the look, let me know. Like, you know, like if I could play myself like an ex-armed robber, drug dealer, I might even be able to play a crackhead. I don't know. Who knows? But if there's an opportunity, just please give me a message. I'll be up for it.
Perfect. Well, hopefully, if anything comes into us, you can contact us for work for Lou, or contact Lou. If it's anything to do with the OnlyFans, then obviously...
he's your guy.
But look, Lou, it's been a pleasure, mate.
Appreciate it.
Top
Nice
man.
one.